Welcome to week 4 of our Supple Advent Journey, our final week here together. And our theme for this week is moving into stillness and preparing for the Festival of Lights to come. And for me, I'm preparing for the Holy Nights to be able to listen to my guides over from Christmas Eve all the way to Epiphany, from December 25th till January 6th, meditating and listening each day. So I encourage you to come into stillness. And I mentioned in the first video the listening verse. I start almost all of my classes with this verse. This verse came through a mentor of mine who has passed on. Her name was Hannah Seidenberg. She was an anthroposophical music therapist and singer, and she didn't claim to write this verse. She said the verse came through her. She woke up one morning and this verse had appeared to her in her sleep, and she was inspired when she woke up, so she wrote it down immediately, and I find it very special. So I'm going to start with this verse. I want you to go ahead and be seated nice and comfortable and upright, feeling nice and tall. Let your eye gaze go just below the horizon. Relax your head. Find the top of your spine by nodding your head no and yes. It's way up here behind your eyes. And we're going to do an exercise that I haven't taught you yet. Some of you may know this exercise. And this has the same movement that we've done before in the other weeks. But instead of singing 2 tones, we're going to sing just 1 tone. And after we sing the tone, we do the letter F. And then there's a little break, a little resting, quiet moment to listen. And then, like a surprise, a little wave comes behind you and lifts you. You're not lifting yourself, but something behind you, something you're listening towards. That's what lifts you, all right? And then you just receive the cool air. You feel the cool air go up behind your teeth and up over the roof of your mouth in complete silence, no noise. Here we go. Be still. Listen to the silence. The silence which is sounding creates in us the will to listen. We listen with our will and thereby touch the universe. The universe resounds in us, bequeaths to us our listening will. Start with the F. Actually, let's go lower. We're going to start nice and low and comfortable. One more time. A little bit higher. Humming quietly. So when we're practicing inner stillness in singing, we need to listen more to what's our environment than ourselves. If you're singing with others, perhaps you have a partner that you can do these practices with. And if that's the case, you listen more to your partner and your partner listens more to you. I have two sisters that I teach, Waldorf students up in Canada. And these young ladies, I will share a video of them on Christmas Eve singing a beautiful arrangement of Silent Night and O Holy Night. But their lessons are so special, and the beauty of their lessons is that they take them together, and each sister is able to listen to the other sister more than themselves, and they have a beautiful blend together because of that. But when we're by ourselves, we have to substitute that. And so in my space today, I can hear the humidifier making noise, little drips of water, the steam coming out. Every now and then I hear a train. I hear the road noise of the highway that's not too far from my house. And I hear the silence. So if you were lost in the woods and you didn't know where to go, you might cup your ear and hold your breath for a moment and listen. And you go, oh, the way leads that way. Because you listen towards civilization to find your way back to camp. And so the woman who founded the School of Uncovering the Voice, which a supple voice is built upon, was Valborg Verbeek Svarstrom. And in her book, she said, we need to listen, expectant listening. Listen as if we're expecting something to happen. That's what we're working on here. So just as the verse said, listen to the silence. Now we're going to go to, you could pause this video actually, and you could listen just for a second. Take 10, 15 seconds. See what you can hear in your environment. After you've done that, turn the video back on, and then we're going to do the twofold exercise, which we've done each week during this season of Advent. We're going to do it with the M to start with. And remember, it's as if you have a piece of spaghetti in your mouth or a flat noodle and you're sucking the noodle in. Or a little kid, they might have a runny nose and they go like this. So that we drink the sound, singing more in than out. Let's do this M on two tones. Now, if you have a speaking voice that kind of sits on your throat like this all the time, you may have a hard time in this lower key. So I want you to do it as if And you're not really speaking, you're just whispering the M. And it's kind of an ah. Ah. Whisper the ah now. Now close your lips. Whisper the M with the ah inside. This helps to lift the sound. So listen to the white noise. Listen for that in the sound. Start with your F. We won't do the F in between, just one time in the beginning to receive our air. It's very airy, like a little child's voice. When Verbeek was in her early 20s, she had a breakdown. And one of the things that helped her heal and to get her voice back was remembering how she sang as a child. So work with your child's voice here. Let's do it one more time on the M. Stay dreamy. Make sure you're exhaling. So one way you can check that you're moving the air. Most of the time people say, I can't catch my breath. No, it's not that you can't catch your breath. It's that your breath is stuck inside. You have to move the air. Put your fingers right here at your nose. Don't plug your nose. Just right there at the edge. Notice. Don't push the air. Just notice and keep the flow of the air. It'll get hot and sticky on your fingers. One last time. Now I want to do this exercise again, but I'm going to show you a special L sound. And this L is special because we're going to put our tongue like a bowl. And we're going to wrap our tongue around our upper lip like this. But you have to open your mouth. You can't go. We're not using our jaw to lift our tongue up. This can be hard because separating the tongue from the jaw can be tricky. And so you could have a little hand mirror to help you do that. And inside, I feel like I'm yawning or going, like I'm stretching and yawning. All right? So we're going to do these two tones with this L sound. And it might even feel like you're singing out your ears and make you yawn. Start with the F. Get a hand mirror if you aren't sure about your tongue. Sing so quiet you hardly hear yourself. Remember that, because we're going to do that L sound with our song Still, Still, Still in the next recording. Now let's revisit Bamba. We're going to do it quietly and softly. All right? So we've talked about this belly button here, just below your belly button. Bambi, Bambi. And feel the whisper. Or like, that's going to taste good. All right, but do it quietly. That's going to taste good. Like, keep your secret, all right? You don't want to give it away. We're singing quietly, inner stillness. Here we go. Bambi, Bambi. And don't let the B be loud, but let the belly drop. Bambi, Bambi. Coming in. Bambi, 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 Bambi. Coming down. Bambi, 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 Bambi. So we have the quick bambu, which I showed you in earlier Advent videos. This is what I call the slow bambu. So it, yummy, expression. Use some expression there. Remember, we did expression in one of our Advent weeks. One more time, quiet expression today. Here we go. Bambi, 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 Bambi. Bambi, 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 Bambi. Good. Okay, now I want to revisit our NG sound. First, we're going to do the shoulder roll with NG. And then we'll do some other NGs. Nice and soft, more listening than singing. Ring. If you can't roll your R for ring, ning, or you can go sing. But again, like you're smelling something. Sing. Keep the tongue down in the front, high and up in the back, touching the bottom teeth here, but high in the back. Sing. But the whole time I'm not going sing, sing. That's going out. Sing. When you tell a child or somebody, shh. Now, if you go to the opera, people will shush you if you talk in the opera, but they are insistent. They go, shh, like that. That's rude. That's more inviting the child to be quiet. All right? So that's the coming in with the NG. Here we go. Loose, soft eyes. Ring. Let the belly go and the air will come in, and then you start again. Ring. We could do more, but because I don't want to overwhelm you, that's enough for today with the NG on the shoulder roll. We'll do one more NG exercise. Going up and over the third. Ning, 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 ning. Here's my teeth. Here's my tongue. My bottom of my teeth, my tongue is touching the bottom of my teeth. All right, the tip of my tongue. Just above the tip of my tongue is going to touch my top teeth. That's where I'm going to articulate the N. Ning, 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 ning. So that the tip of my tongue stays at my bottom teeth the whole time. Stay dreamy. There's no up and down. When we are the astronaut in outer space, there's no left and right. You know, there's starboard and port, I think it's called. Anyway, like a ship, right? But it's directionless when we're not on Earth. There's no space. All right, it's directionless. So we want to think of the tone as not being of the earth. It's not. You can't hold it in your hand. The minute you try and possess it, you can't. You just get stuck in your body. We have to free the tone out of our body. So we have to think of it not as up and down, high and low. We teach it that way sometimes. You see it that way on the musical staff. Do, re, mi, re, do. But we don't want to think of it as stairs. We want to think of it as a calm lake. All right? No wind. It's like a mirror, the lake. And there's one duck. And that one duck is going across the lake the whole time. And it makes a little wake in the water. So even when we're going up and down, or so-called up and down, we're actually just streaming constantly forward, one direction. Here we go. Do it quiet. Ning. Again, singing more in. Like you're slurping a popsicle or sniffing in. Ning, 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 ning. One more time. Ning, 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 ning. Now this time, we're going to make it really smooth. So now we're not going to do the N, we just do the NG. Ning. It's like you're spreading the icing, that finest layer on the cake, or maybe you're sandpapering a piece of furniture and you use lots of layers of sandpaper until you get to the finest layer, and that one's really smooth on the top. Back to ning, ning, ning. Ning, 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 ning. Now really smooth. Ning. And again, ning, ning, ning. Ning. Smooth. Good. Okay, now we're going to do another exercise, which I always felt was like a lullaby, but we're going to do it in a special kind of way, all right? So you're going to stand up, and I'd have to move my cameras around, so I'm going to try and show you this without standing up, but you're going to stand up. Here's my hands like this. Now put your hands over your head like that. So my hands are touching over my head. Now, while you have your hands over your head, I'm going to show you here. So you can bring your hands down for a second. if you had something sticky, something gooey, like chewing gum or slime, the kids like to make slime, right here, I want you to imagine you have a ball of light in your hand. You can stretch that light bigger and smaller. Or egg whites. Egg whites is really a good feeling for this. So, when I pull my hands apart, my right hand is still connected to my left hand, and my left hand is still connected to my right hand. I'm not looking at them, but I'm feeling them. And I can bring them all the way out, and I'm streaming out the tips of my fingers. You're going to be like this when you sing the exercise. However, you're going to start with your hands above your head. And when you slowly peel your hands away from each other, and you're making a golden rainbow above your head, your right hand is holding the weight of one side of the rainbow and your left hand the other side. And your hands are connected to each other. Each hand can feel the other hand. And that's how we're going to sing this exercise. So I'll give you a moment. You'll start here. And if you stream out your fingertips, your arms will not get heavy. Here we go. Follow along. La-o. Good. We're going to do it again. Bring your hands back together. Now that you know how it goes, you can follow along. Keep your hands out. Hands back together and bring them down again. Last time. Over your head. Good. All right. This last exercise is one of my favorites. And just like I start most of my lessons with the listening exercise, I end most of my lessons with this one. But these exercises that have a vowel are kind of advanced. They come later on in the schooling. But I wanted to give you an introduction to them. So usually we do vo-a-o with a V, vo-a-o. But tonight we're going to do mo-a-o with the M. And before we do the vowels, I want you to just listen to the melody. And you can do it on an NG or an M to start. So we're going to do it again. Sing very quietly. Feel this hot potato in your mouth and in your throat, that you don't want to touch the walls of the hot potato or the noodle coming through. And you're singing in this back spherical place, which can take some time to develop. So do this M. Sing the M so quietly, it's like you're touching the hairs on your skin, but not your skin. But just because it's quiet doesn't mean it's lacking in energy, the inner activity that we talked about earlier, that it's quiet on the outside, but inwardly very awake, all kinds of inner activity going on. That's the singing in. That's the listening. I'm not going, that's all noise and that's all out. We sing in so that the sound can reflect out. Do it again on the im, and then we'll add the vowels. I also think this is a very good exercise to make for a prayer for the world, or for a loved one that's passed that you want to connect to, or your angel behind you. So now I'm going to do it. We're going to do mo, ah, o, mo, ah, o. Sing the vowel in. Do not let the vowel get any louder than the im. Mo, ah, o. Like you're yawning or smelling something when you sing the ah. Here we go. Just a second. There's some movement outside my door. Let that settle down. Here we go. And again. Thank you so much for joining me on this Supple Advent Journey. This was an experiment for the first time. I've never done this before, so I hope you enjoyed it. Please send me your feedback. I'd love to hear from you. And go to the next video where we will practice Still, 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 a traditional Austrian carol, and we'll apply some of the exercises to this carol, and then you can go to the karaoke track and practice it for yourself. All right, see you in a moment.